Courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. Hello there, Brett McKay from the Art of Manliness. Well, it's getting cold out, and it's that time of year where you just want to sit by the warm glow of a comforting fireplace fire. Yeah, that's nice. But a common problem that people have with fireplace fires is that instead of the smoke going up their chimney flue and out the chimney, the smoke just billows into their room and just fills their house full of smoke. And what was supposed to be a pleasant evening of pondering manful thoughts turns into hacking, coughing, burning eyes, opening up windows to let the smoke out, and fire alarms going off. This has happened to me personally with fireplace fires, smoke filling up your room. So I've done a lot of research on how to avoid this, and today we're going to show you how to build a fireplace fire without smoking yourself out of your house. Let's do this.
Use seasoned wood. Seasoned wood burns better and with less smoke because it's lost much of its moisture. If you're buying firewood, the best way to tell if wood is seasoned or not is by its weight, appearance, and even its smell. A piece of green wood will be heavier than a similarly sized but seasoned counterpart. Green wood will also generally have a strong, fresher smell to it, and seasoned wood will usually appear darker and more aged. Open the damper. When I talked to a chimney cleaner about how to fix smoke problems, the first thing he said was to make sure to check the damper is open. You'd think this would be a no-brainer, but he told me that this is the most common reason people have smoke coming out of their fireplace. I'll admit it, I forgot to open the damper once. Don't be that guy. Crack a window. Now this might sound a bit counterintuitive, but fireplaces require large volumes of air to burn. The air comes from the inside of the living area and must somehow be replaced. With modern energy efficiency concerns, most houses have been carefully insulated and weather stripped to keep out the cold drafts. But an undesirable side effect is that there's often nowhere for all that air leaving the chimney to get back in. This can lead to fireplaces that burn sluggishly and smoke. To counter that, open up a window and sit closer to the fire. Turn off the heater. As the fireplace consumes air and cold air moves into the house to replace it, the furnace is likely to come on. When the furnace comes on, air is drawn into the return, competing directly with the needs of the fireplace. To avoid that, turn off the furnace. You're burning a fire anyway, so you don't really need it on. Prime the flue. If your chimney is built on the outside of your house, the chimney flue is probably cold. When you open the damper, the cold air in the flue will sink and come into your warm house. If you try to light a fire during this air sink, you're going to end up with smoke coming into the house instead of up the chimney. To counteract the air sink, you need to prime the flue by warming it up. This is done by lighting a roll of newspaper and holding it up the damper opening for a few minutes. When you feel the draft reverse, you know the flue is primed and you're ready to start your fire. Burn an upside down fire. I first learned about this from Tim Ferriss, but it's been used for centuries in fireplaces in Europe. Unlike traditional fire lays that require you to put tinder and smaller kindling at the bottom and larger fuel logs on the top, the upside down fire lay reverses the sequence. Start off by stacking your large fuel logs on the bottom of the fire grate. Then stack smaller logs on top of that. Add a kindling layer, which is twigs about the size of your pinky, or you can even go a little bit bigger than that if you want. On top of that, add some planks of cedar board. Top off the stacks with some sheets of newspaper and your tinder. For my tinder, I use these fire starter boards. Light the fire from the top and presto! In about 20 minutes, you'll have a roaring fire. Because smoke won't have to pass through the cold logs, the fire will burn cleaner and with less smoke. And what's nice about this arrangement too is that you don't have to do much to keep it going because everything's already there. Ah, look at that fire burn. Let's just watch that for a little bit. Call a chimney sweep. If you're still having smoking problems after following all these tips, call a professional chimney cleaner. And no, they don't look like the guy in Mary Poppins. They'll check to see if you have any blockages in your chimney, and they'll also see if your chimney might be improperly constructed and might be causing some smoking problems. Well, there you go. How to make a cozy fireplace fire without smoking yourself out of your house. Until next time, this is Brett McKay telling you to stay manly.